Hey everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and today we're going to do another character profile for you. And today, let's take a look at Lucky Dundee. This is one of our brand new characters just released with the Pulp Alley starter set. Very cool character, so let's learn a little bit more about him. Hey, but, just before we get started with that, will you please take a moment and click the like and the subscribe button for us? That is a big help. So let's take a look at his character card first. Here it is. Here it is. Now, he's got 4 die 10 in Brawl. He's got 3 die 10 in Shoot, 2 die 8 in Dodge. Then he's got 3 die 10 in Might, 3 die 10 in Finesse, and 2 die 8 in Cunning. Very good. For his abilities, he's got Lucky Devil, Wild Card, and Fierce. Very cool character, very cool. Very good character for completing actions, but then he's also going to be able to get in there and throw some fists around as well. So, great looking character. Now, he's the leader for the Dundee Scholars League that includes Lady Elaine and Milligan. So we're going to talk real briefly about them as we talk a little bit about Lucky Dundee's background. So let's take a look at this. And there's still some things that we don't know about him, but here are some of the things that we do know. So we know he was born in 1895 in Gravenhurst, Ontario. We know that in 1910, his family moved to Evanston, Illinois. We know that he attended Beloit University right across the border in Wisconsin. He got a degree in paleontology, and he graduated in 1917, very close to the bottom of his class. He was not a very good student, although he's a smart guy. He's just not a very good student. Now, after he graduated, the college did a fundraiser, and they purchased a ambulance. And they also asked for volunteers, and Lucky volunteered to be an ambulance driver, and that ambulance was sent across the Atlantic to the Great War in France. So he spent the next 2 years. He was there a couple months really before America got into the war. There were already volunteers there, so he was there as a volunteer ambulance driver working with the Red Cross. And that's what he did throughout the Great War, was an ambulance driver. Now, by 1919, he's back in America. He buys a horse, he buys a rifle, and he buys a camera and a shovel. And he heads to Canada. He spends the next couple years riding across Canada, taking photos, digging for fossils, and that sort of thing. And in 1922, he writes a book that is published. His book is called Riding Across Canada with a Rifle and a Shovel. And it does remarkably well. And not a bestseller by any means, but it still does very well, and it gets him enough money to buy a steamer ticket for Peru. And by 1923, Lucky Dundee is headed to Peru, and that's where, in a high stakes poker game aboard that steamer headed to Peru, he wins a chimpanzee by the name of Milligan. And there's a little bit more to that story, but I'm gonna leave that for there right now. But he wins Milligan in a poker game headed to Peru, and those two have been together ever since. So that was a big deal. Now, when he arrives in Peru, he spends about the next 7 years in Cusco as an adventurer, as going around on different digs. Also working as a guide. That earns more money than the adventure and digging up fossils really did for him. So he actually kind of relied on acting as a guide, and that's where in 1930 he meets Lady Elaine, who has come to Peru looking for an ancient Incan artifact, and she hires him as her guide, and they are going in search of an item called the Golden Sunburst, and they head to Machu Picchu. But that's all the time we have for today. That's all the story for today. Very cool character. I kind of see him as both a romantic and as kind of a cynical character. He recognizes that there are supernatural things going on in the world because he has seen them. But at the same time, he definitely downplays it around other people. Because they might not really believe that, in the ghosts and, that sort of thing. So, sure, phantasmal bugs. Lady Elaine and Lucky strike up a relationship, and they are together for several years as well. So as we get into the character developing the League, we also have those guys all together. Lucky and Milligan and Lady Elaine. Very cool League. Let's see. Now, the next thing I wanted to do is ask you guys, I'm really enjoying this and sharing some background and some history for some of these characters, but I would also like to know what you guys think. And if any of you guys out there would like to develop a background or a story around one of our characters, then I welcome you to do that and send it to me in an email, and maybe we will use it in one of these character spotlights. That would be fun. That would be really cool. The one thing I guess that I would say is don't do one that we've already done. I'm not going to go back and rehash AJ Danger or Phantom Ace or Minerva or Lucky Dundee or anybody that we've already done. Also, we kind of set our time period around a 1933 start time. So as you think of 1933 as the current year in the campaign, and if you're going to create a background, work backwards from 1933. All right, thank you guys for watching. That's all the time we have for today, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.